So, after decades of practicing safer sex and actually being an activist and having participated with organizations like ACT UP and some of their famous protests, such as the FDA outside of Washington, D.C., I had a rare slip in my safer sex behavior in August of 2007 while living outside the country and working as a foreign correspondent. And it was a human experience where in a moment of passion I made a different decision, and as the result I became HIV positive. As a freelancer in a foreign country 8,000 miles away from home, when it was time for me to go on medications, I needed to consider returning to the United States, and I specifically chose Palm Springs because I had personal and professional connections here, having lived here before. And I also knew that I needed to become a client of Desert AIDS Project. I had reported about Desert AIDS Project many times in my role as a journalist. I had personal relationships with people in the agency, and I began to reach out to them long distance to navigate the steps that I would need to take. So in the summer of 2011, and another reason that I chose Palm Springs as my destination was because I at least had a friend who had a sofa I could sleep on, because I would be returning to the United States with very little money, no health care, and no place to live. I was very housing insecure. I was on the edge of homelessness. And I've been a really strong self-advocate, and I've worked hard to access care. My heart goes out to people that do not have the same life skills as I do to advocate for themselves. But thank goodness Desert AIDS Project is here to advocate for everybody and for the entire community. So upon returning to the United States, it took me a few months to establish my official status as a client of Desert AIDS Project. And I was on a 5-month waiting list to move into a studio here at the Vista Sunrise Apartments, and on a 3.5-year waiting list to move into a 1-bedroom, which you're seeing behind me, and I've lived in this apartment for 3.5 years. A huge cornerstone of my own security and my own ability to put my life back together and not only survive but thrive is this affordable home. And I couldn't be more grateful for the opportunity to live here.